This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with the thoughts for this rainy day. This is going to be short. In one of the other videos I was showing about doing hand stitching with doing a project, and you might have seen it. It was called the Retro Crossroads, but it's Hugs and Kisses is what I'm going to call it. And this morning when I was sitting here quilting, it made me think about what people think when they first start to get ready to do quilts. And that it's kind of daunting because you think, well, I got to have a certain size, I got to have one of those great big racks, I've got to have all this special equipment. And it's really, really much simpler than that. When I started out with my quilts, I actually used an embroidery frame, a large floor embroidery frame. And as the quilts got heavier, then my husband started reinforcing the bottom, and I used that rack for years and years and loved it because it was wide open. Well, then in the last couple of years, I traded down and got a smaller rack that I could just put in a lot of different places and put by my light. But this morning I was thinking about when I started to quilt, and everybody does those neat little stitches, you know, where your needle goes up and down and you catch so many needles and stitches on there and pull it. Well, either I was not a fast learner on that or I didn't get it. And I developed my own way, which is one of the ways that you can quilt. And this is the handwork quilt that I was working on. And I have my needle in my left hand. I'm not left-handed. And I've got it threaded, and I like to use a thread that's not really, really harsh like some of the quilting thread because I don't want it to tear the fabric. And so all I do is I put my right hand under, and I take my left hand and I go down. I pull the needle and the thread through there. The right hand puts it in the position right where I want it, and that's one of the things I love about it. And I pull it up. And you start and use a short thread just like you always do when you're quilting, and then like that. And it's just amazing once you get going how far you can go with your thread, and it actually goes fast. And it's not so much fast, but it's control of your stitches. And I'm going to turn and have you look at the stitches in this, and you can see with my left hand stitching how neat and close they can be together. And the reason I'm doing this today is because I've just about got this one done. And when you look at the border, you can see where the stitches are. And I have done large-sized quilts for beds, hand stitching them, because I do like to have a hand stitching project sometime. So I hope that gives you some food for thought, especially if you're a beginner. This is Stephanie. Have a great day.